All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the first episode of the Hells Bells podcast. On this podcast, we'll be talking about sports and other things here and there. My name is Christian.
I'm Keaton, and our man Charles runs everything behind the boards.
How's it going?
Good. Okay, so to start with, obviously it's playoff season. You know, it's been a big run, a lot of controversy, a lot of drama going on in the playoffs, especially with everything that's been going on with the Rams and the Saints. Chris, how do you feel about that?
Honestly, the Rams really shouldn't be there
Yeah.
because of that pass interference call.
Yeah. I agree. I think
You know he only got fined $26,000 for that.
The player?
The player.
he only
He only got fined $26,000.
that's like
You
the
know,
smallest fine
every
possible.
NFL player that goes to the Super Bowl, they get at least $10,000 bonus.
I think they get money too if they win it.
Yeah, you
I
get
think
more
so.
money.
Like you
But
get money
just-
for the
just
Pro Bowl and all
going
that
is-
It
stuff.
also works, but you have to play in the Pro Bowl for it to work.
Well,
If you
yeah.
get selected, you don't get anything besides the Pro Bowl honors. You don't get any money.
Yeah, pretty much.
But that was such a blown call.
It really was.
Like
was terrible.
I think that's the biggest blown call like in any sport ever.
Well, I mean,
More than the tuck rule or
the
everything.
Des Bryant no catch.
It
That
was
was a tough
bad.
one. The Des Bryant no catch.
But
by
that
the
was in-
Cowboys fans.
Was that that was a divisional round?
Well, yeah.
This
mean,
was
it
to go
wasn't-
to the
yeah,
Super Bowl.
That is. Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I think the best part about it to me was the fact that I don't know if y'all saw it, but after the game, the guy had said he had thanked the refs for not calling it on him. He had even admitted
The player?
Yeah, he
he
even
had
admitted to
admitted
messing
to
him
doing
up.
it. Yeah, he was like, I did it, and then he was like, thanks for the refs for not throwing the flag. And then I was watching the replays of the game, and there was one of them was the refs had came together, and one of the refs reached to grab his flag, and the other ref had put his hand down.
I saw that.
And made him put
I
the
saw
flag
that.
back in his pocket.
Yeah,
for a
that
call.
that looks like some collusion to me.
It's so
Have you seen the video of how it's rigged? Like how they think it's rigged? Like,
Mhm.
That game.
well, not just that game, but the Patriots game too. There's lip sync to one of the refs talking to Tom Brady. He's like, "I got your back, bro. I got your back." It literally, you can see it clear as day.
I know y'all seen
And-
those lip syncs where they used to put words in people's mouths all the
No,
time. So,
dude.
honestly,
it looks good. It looks exactly like what he's saying. And
He
he even
pro- he
pats him on
probably-
the butt. He pats him on the butt they throw after a bad call for the Patriots.
I just don't know. I mean, even if that guy throws the flag, you can always go back and pick it up or something. But at least
But
throw
s-
it so you can look at
But
it.
you can't look at it because it can't be challenged.
yeah, you can't challenge a flag, but they can pick it up and say they can wave it off and say there was no foul, which is I think that's one of the big things that I hate about the NFL right now with the officiating is that's one of the things that they do is these close to turnover plays. Some guy picks the ball off, falls down. It looks like he didn't catch the ball, runs it down the field for an obvious pick six. It could have changed the game, but they blew it dead, and they look at it and go,
Yeah.
"Oh, well, it should have been
Yeah,
like this."
and
You
it should
can
have been a
always
touchdown or
reverse
something.
it. You can always
Exactly, yeah.
reverse it, and I feel like that's one of the big things that bothers me with the NFL and the way that the playoffs have been.
See, I think if they did it like the MLB, where that's a bad call or it's a close call, you can review it instantly. But the thing is, you're gonna review a face mask call or something. Something small like a holding call.
Well,
That's the only thing that you couldn't mean. There's got to be limitations.
they've come out and said they miss they'll purposely miss calls. Because if they called
holding,
they called every single play, the game would take
Oh, yeah.
6 hours.
Hours.
Holding. Linemen hold every single play
Mhm.
that you
Yeah.
just don't see a whole
It's
lot.
got to
of
be
it.
blatant and
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
affecting. That was one of the
Exactly,
things that I
yeah.
like.
play affecting.
It's
yeah.
got to affect the outcome of the play. Yeah, I don't know. That was a close game. I don't know if you would say that the best two teams are in the playoffs. I don't feel like the Rams are a better team than
Well,
the Saints.
I wish it would be the Saints
I
and
think the
Patriots.
Saints definitely deserve to be there.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams do too. They've worked their butt off. They've gotten they had a terrible team last year or
2 years ago.
2 years
Yeah,
ago.
they've really come up.
They've
Sean
really came
McVay
back
is
pretty good.
outstanding.
Jared Goff's outstanding quarterback.
Somehow, Sean McVay made him into something.
Yeah.
Well, he was actually in college. He was he was a starting
Oh,
wide receiver,
yeah.
but he wasn't nothing big. He wasn't this big name college
Yeah.
star. Didn't even play in the NFL.
Oh, Sean McVay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wasn't big name at all.
I saw a picture of him and Julian Edelman played at the same time. When their schools played, they were both
Yeah.
played.
Oh,
That's
I
how
saw
young
that. I
he
saw
is.
That. I saw
That's
that.
how
It's
young
like the
he is.
differences. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that.
He's got like a quarter of the team is older than him or something like that. It's
Yeah,
some
probably.
statistic.
Yeah.
That's insane. And now he's coaching in a Super Bowl.
He's
against-
already set a record
Yeah.
for the youngest.
Yeah, by
coach.
far,
That's
by far. That's a newer thing to get new coaches and
Yeah.
stuff, and then everyone will just copy that.
It's a big push, Cliff Kingsbury, Lincoln Riley at Oklahoma, which he's not NFL, but still it's the same concept. All these new coaches, these influx of young coaches with these explosive high school and college offenses. But that's the big thing that that obviously the Rams have gotten right so far at the end of this season, is that they've kind of put a defense together that stops almost everybody in the league, and that's one thing that a lot of teams like the Chiefs, the defense really didn't play that good.
Yeah,
so you
not
could
at
score
all.
45, but you give up 48. I
Right.
mean, it's kind of pointless.
Right. And that was the thing, like with the Cowboys, the linebackers are our main defense right now, and the Rams they used their linemen and took out our linebackers, and that's what it was able to score. And then our offense, our offense did okay, but I'm a Cowboys fan, so gotta be a Cowboys fan.
I'm with you on that one. Yeah,
So-
I don't know. It's frustrating though.
And it wasn't even just the Rams game. Also, the Patriots and Chiefs game had a missed call too.
Oh, they had four
Yeah, and then
four missed calls
and then
that
D
went to the
Ford-
Patriots.
D Ford offsides.
Did
It
you
was so bad.
Oh yeah, that was bad. Did you see the roughing the passer call where he comes down and hits him just at the very end, like right after? I don't even think there's like separation of the ball. Like when he comes and hits him in the chest, he hits Tom Brady in the chest,
I know what you're talking about.
and they call it a roughing the passer.
See, I'm a Tom Brady fan, so I see stuff like that, and I mean that just makes me. I don't know. I like Tom
But
Brady.
you
I
saw
respect
it, right?
Tom Brady.
You saw how
I understand.
flimsy of a call that
And that's one of the
was.
things is you have to understand though. One thing about the refs is these refs. You don't want to be the guy that hates on Tom Brady,
No, I get
LeBron,
that.
or
Oh, yeah.
MJ,
Right.
or people
Totally
like
agree.
that. You don't want to be the guy that hates on whoever the biggest star is. You don't want to be called out by that guy. So a lot of them, it's kind of, oh shoot, that's Tom. Don't want to call bad call on him. You kind of give them these respect points.
But if that's what you get paid to do, you gotta.
And
It's gotta be fair.
I get that.
Yeah.
It goes both ways with me. There's a fine line, and nobody's near the fine line between what is a good
yeah.
call and what's a bad call across the board.
And then Brady's going to another Super Bowl. Another.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like, it was either old man or a young kid.
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes. That kid is outstanding. I think he is a good,
No, yeah,
good
I
player.
really like Mahomes.
I don't care what you think about him off the field, but on the field he's a stud.
Outside of the Kermit the Frog voice, everything else about him to be is just
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
Oh,
Have y'all seen those interviews with him?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah,
You don't
he's a
expect
little
it from
weird.
somebody that.
And he's a Texas
that
boy.
big.
I mean, he's there.
Yeah. I don't know. He's from White House. Yeah, he's from White House, Texas. Yeah, but I don't know. I think I don't know. I like Tom Brady, so it's cool seeing him again. But it is kind of like,
repetitive.
yeah, it's
Yes.
very
Yeah.
repetitive, and it's like it would have been cool. I wanted to see it be the Chiefs and the Saints. Me personally, that would have been a good.
At least the Saints.
fun
I
matchup.
think the Saints really
Yeah.
deserve to be there.
I think Breeze in a Brady Super Bowl would be really good.
That would have
Yeah,
been fun
that would
to
be a
watch
good
because you
matchup.
see Breeze and Peyton Manning.
That was
Breeze won that
was a great-
that last time, and that was such a
Yeah.
great game and great seasons, and you love to see. I mean, it's like the whole LeBron, KD, LeBron, whoever the biggest star at that time is throughout his career. Whether it was LeBron against the Celtics whenever he was younger, then the Heat versus the Mavs. The Heat were a little bit more star powered, but I mean, you love to see these superstar matchups. And then now it's like, I mean, Jared Goff is a great quarterback, but like he's not like Drew Brees. He's not like
No,
like these guys like Phillip Rivers. I mean, it's not. And I don't think the Chargers played up to their value in that game against the Patriots.
Brady
No,
played
I
so
don't
good in
think
that
so.
game.
I mean, yeah.
He played so good.
That Chargers
Yeah.
offense was in my opinion, for what they've been this season, they were stagnant in that game
Yeah.
in a way that you would expect something different out of somebody.
It didn't
so-
feel like they were in
such a veteran.
sync. You know,
Yeah.
it didn't click for them.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, honestly, I thought Brady was kind of deteriorating
Oh man,
throughout the season. And then the Chargers game,
weren't the Chargers leading at one point in the game? Or
I mean,
was
I
it a
I
different
don't
game?
think so.
yeah, they were
I
just trying
think
to play
you're thinking of a
catch up.
different game.
They were just
Okay,
trying to
they
think.
were always
yeah,
catching up. Okay, yeah.
yeah.
There
Yeah.
was one game where he was behind though.
I feel like I know
maybe
what
not
you're
a
talking
playoff
about.
game, but it was really close to a playoff game.
If you get Brady the ball in the fourth quarter, it's a wrap.
That's
It's a
another
wrap.
another thing.
That's
Fourth quarter quarterbacks. Who's your top four fourth quarter quarterbacks?
Tom.
You got-
Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers.
Rodgers, Tony Romo. I mean,
I like
statistically, Tony Romo is a fourth quarter quarterback.
Yeah.
He
Because he's
has
always
scored
losing.
The most of the points.
Because he's always losing.
In his tenure as the starting quarterback for the Cowboys, there was some statistic I read that he was like
He's number one.
out of all the quarterbacks in the league in that time.
He is number
He was
one.
like number one in fourth quarter touchdown drives or something
Yes.
like that. Fourth quarter
He has-
game winning drives
yeah.
in his span.
That is
Everybody just
ridiculous.
highlights
He's
the
always
bad-
losing.
That's the thing
But,
about
think
the
about it.
Cowboys.
He's a
though.
sportscaster now. He knows every play that's going to
Yeah,
happen.
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Every play.
It's like
He's
he
in the
calls it.
mind of Tom Brady, Aaron
If he's not a
Rodgers.
coach within the next few years,
That's
I'd
what
be
I'm saying.
shocked.
He needs
And
to
that's-
replace Jason Garrett. I'm telling you.
I saw something that they were talking about not promoting Kellen Moore to the OC, but rather bringing in Tony
Oh.
Romo and having Kellen Moore stay as quarterback coach. Now, Tony Romo as an offensive coordinator would be something to reckon with. I do have to say that.
See,
I would like to see
I don't like our
that scheme.
scheme. Our scheme
I
is
don't like it
terrible.
The Cowboys' offense is
It-
the boringest
It
offense.
is.
We run screens, we
So-
run up the middle, and we'll occasionally throw a cross.
And then never use Tavon Austin.
Nope.
Like at all.
No. Well, I mean,
We
the
barely
Rams-
used
and-
Amari Cooper in the playoff game. He only got what, 3 catches?
against the
4 catches?
against the Rams.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I mean, we couldn't throw that game to save our
Well,
lives.
that's because our quarterback didn't have any time.
Yeah, no, I'm saying right now, what I personally do, if I'm the GM of the Cowboys, I'm trading Dak to get back into the first round. Dwayne Haskins. I'm telling you, Dwayne Haskins is going to be a dog. Just like Deshaun Watson, he's going to be a dog. I promise you, he's going to be a dog. That'll be fun. Speaking of draft picks, did y'all see that thing with that interview with Cliff Kingsbury back in October about how he's all high praise on Kyler Murray, and he was saying, if I had the number 1 overall pick right now, I'd pick Kyler Murray, no doubt.
No.
Well, he got hired,
No.
and now he has the number 1
No.
pick.
So,
Do you think it's something?
Right now, number 1 pick for draft mock is Nick Bosa. Oh. Get that
Yeah,
turned
that's
off
the
real quick.
Cardinals. Yeah, they got to take Nick Bosa
Nick
though.
Bosa. I personally think the fact that he didn't play his last year, I think that hurts him.
The last few games.
Yeah, last few games.
Well, I mean, he only played 3 games this year.
he
He
Because
only
he got
played 3
hurt.
college games. He hurt his back
knee, I think.
or something
Well,
like
he
that.
had
lower
already
body.
had a knee injury.
Yeah.
He had his back injured. I think. I mean, he's gonna be ready. He's a great player. Great player.
I don't
And
know.
then the Cardinals just got Josh Rosen.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's
Josh
true.
Rosen doesn't fit into
Yeah.
to this Cliff Kingsbury system of exciting offense.
No,
Josh Rosen is
Josh
this,
Allen. I mean, yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably about right. But
And then they're saying that the Patriots could get Kyler at the end of the
Well,
at the
I
end
don't
of the
know.
draft.
Right
They said
now-
that last year that they were going to trade up and maybe
Yeah.
steal a quarterback.
Yeah,
I think
I
they
don't-
should soon.
I think they need a quarterback within the next year. I think Brady goes out and they have nobody. Who's their backup? Right? I don't know. Who
Brian
their backup.
Hoyer. Yeah,
Is
one
that who
time,
it
one
is?
time, one top starter of the Cleveland Browns and the Houston Texans.
Because
Didn't win very
with
much.
Brady, if you get another quarterback, that's disrespectful to him. That's what happened with Garoppolo.
Yeah, well, it depends on how
Well,
you put
Garoppolo
it.
was
If you're
good.
trading up into the first round to get this first round star, then yes. But if you're trying to groom somebody behind Brady, which is why I don't think Kyler Murray is the right fit in New England, because you go from very not unathletic, very
yeah.
not mobile, exciting,
Yeah.
sits back, picks apart defense.
Completely
and Kyler
different.
Murray is 65-yard run.
He's playing like backyard
Yeah,
football.
I mean, it's all this
See-
explosive, igniting, come up on the fly offense, and I don't
And,
feel like somebody who stays in the pocket can mentor somebody who they don't have the same.
And you know what Kyler
Type-
Murray
No,
can
yeah, I
do,
get what
right?
you mean.
He can go in. He's in this draft. He can be drafted, get bonus money. You know, you sign a bonus check for
Mhm.
draft. Well, he's already got money for signing with the A's.
Mm-hmm.
He's already made that money. He can choose to get go NFL or MLB.
Well, you have to. The thing is with that contract, where you're wrong is, if he decides to go to the NFL, then he has to refund the A's the money
Okay,
that
he
they
does?
gave him.
Okay.
So he doesn't get that
I didn't know
money.
that,
But
but
he
yeah.
one of the things that I've heard that people have been talking about is that he's using the NFL as trying to get this $15 to $20 million
Yeah, he wants a big
price,
deal.
and then the A's come and match it is one thing that I've heard.
That's what he asked for. He said he asked for 15 mil
Yeah,
to
but
not go to the
yeah.
draft.
The A's just don't have that
But if
money.
he goes number one overall, he could get 20 to 24 million. I mean,
Oh.
easily. And so
The thing is, he wants to go to the A's and play right away.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't happen.
That doesn't
much
happen
in
in MLB.
Yeah.
You go through the system.
Yeah.
You work your way, because there'll be guys in there. They're
Yeah.
twice his age.
Yeah.
Just been working their butt off,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden, nothing happens.
Yeah, it doesn't work it's not like the NFL. You don't get thrown in there that young age, because I mean in the NFL you're dealing with this college to professional leap is a big one, but in the MLB I feel like you're going from kids throwing 96, 97, 98 to throwing these extremely difficult pitches that you don't see, and I feel like it's
there's a
so
big
much
difference.
different from high school and college
And
to the MLB.
He didn't play much in college.
Yeah.
A&M wouldn't let him play.
Yeah.
He wouldn't let him play both.
Mhm.
And
Then the transfer year.
he transferred.
He only played one
He played
full
1 year.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if he played that much.
Well, I know that he was obviously he's a good baseball player to get drafted. in the
Fundamentally,
first
he's
round.
got all the skills.
He's good, but
got
it's
the talent.
he
he's got the
doesn't
skills.
relay his baseball talent. From what I've seen, doesn't relay Heisman Trophy winner talent in football.
Oh,
It's
right,
not the
right.
same.
Mm-mm.
He's a good football player or a good baseball player, sorry, but he's not Heisman winner. I don't know college baseball as well as I know college football. I
mean,
don't know if
yeah.
there's what the league MVP of college baseball trophy is called, but it's not that transferring level of talent. That's
No.
why I personally, but I love seeing exciting mobile quarterbacks in the NFL. So I would love to see him go to the Cardinals, or I've heard speculation about him going to the Raiders, and seeing him in a John Gruden offense would be fun to watch too. He'd stay in Oakland, so Oakland would get something.
Yeah, I mean, all that, it's
And then
all speculation.
just out of nowhere, Derek Carr is not good anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of after he had that leg injury in that year that they were going to win the Super Bowl or whatever it was, and he had that leg injury, he kind of dropped off, and he doesn't really do much anymore, and all he does now is just talk big. Like, that's all I've seen is him just talk big. I haven't seen it be any big play. There's really not much that he's done since that season. I mean, they've just been kind of a average to below average team. Haven't really won very much. He hasn't really thrown. I mean, he didn't utilize Amari Cooper at all. You can see that. He
That's
had
for sure.
like one touchdown in the 3 games that he was there. Or it was like 4 catches in the 3 games that he was there in the beginning of the season. Or 6 games, whatever it was. And then
No,
he comes to
yeah.
the Cowboys, and all of a sudden he's this breakout player. And it's
Yeah.
not like
Right.
the Raiders have any other options at wide receiver anyways that are better than Amari at least.
Yeah, when you got one guy that you're just going to team up on, and then you got nobody else.
Yeah.
When you got 2 guys, you can't just team up on them anymore. You got stand your ground. But yeah, Amari Cooper, he was definitely not utilized properly at the Raiders.
No. And he had a lot of drops
Cowboys
before he
saw
got
that.
traded too, the year before.
Oh yeah,
Well, that's the thing.
he was also injured his second year.
Yeah.
I mean, it took him out the whole year, and I mean, I had him in fantasy football, and that
Yeah.
screwed me over. So that's very much the reason I know that. So.
That's the big thing with wide receivers, though, that not a lot of people see if you don't play the position, is your hands is like the key to your work. Like, your hands is everything. And what most people don't understand, if you don't really play the position of, well, anybody who's catching passes,
Right.
is it's your hands are your tools, and if you don't use your tools, you kind of lose them throughout the game. So that's one of the things that I don't think that that they were doing with Amari Cooper in Oakland, was they weren't getting him the ball early. So you're throwing him the ball for the first time in the third quarter, and your hands have just been nothing for all game, and then
And it
all of a
gets in your
sudden-
head.
Yeah, and then it's
Yeah.
right in your hands, and you're not used to
It's
it.
like
That's
a
why.
kicker that gets frozen.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
had
that-
kicked it since the beginning of the game. You know,
Bears.
Didn't-
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, did you see that? 60 or something. A bunch of people went and did that same kick. Only like 5 of them made it over the lineman fence.
Who?
Chicago Bears.
No,
people.
they were doing it like it was like
Random people?
Yeah,
They
random
were
people.
choosing random
Oh,
people. Up off
random
the street.
people.
Random people.
Random
in the same
people.
condition.
Not an NFL kicker who gets paid millions of dollars to
Okay.
win that game.
But
Not
you know
dudes
how
who've been
hard
doing it
that
since you were
is?
4 years old.
Like, that's hard.
I know it's hard, but
that
I
was
mean,
a
if
long
you're getting
kick
paid,
too.
hey, if the president messes up, he gets scrutinized. CEO of a company messes up, you get scrutinized. If you mess
Yeah.
up as a kicker or head coach, you get scrutinized. That's just what happens. If you mess up,
He
you mess up.
definitely
That's your
should have
job.
made it.
I mean, if they had Dan Bailey, they would have made it.
Not the Dan Bailey now.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know. Dan
Yeah,
Bailey
no.
now, that
Who
got in
does
his
he- who does
head.
And
even
he
play
can't kick
for
very
now? Is he-
far to begin with.
Is he with anybody?
Vikings.
Oh, yeah.
Unless he got cut, but Vikings.
I don't know. But I mean, I thought they were idiots for cutting Jerry or for them getting rid of Dan Bailey last year and
I
bringing
don't,
in
I
this
don't
new
know
guy.
what their whole thought was on that.
Well, I
Was
mean,
it-
obviously
was it 'cause
it
his
paid out
contract?
good. I
He
guess
wa-
so. They wanted him for cheaper. Dan Bailey's been having, I think it was hamstring problems
Yeah.
Yeah.
the last couple of years, real bad, missing big games. And I mean, that
Yeah.
kind of, you're bringing this new guy, and he didn't do that bad of a job. I thought he was pretty,
Mhm.
I mean, pretty
he was,
decent kicker.
What's his first name? Brett?
Brett Maher.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
always
what it
call
is?
him Brett Maybe because it was maybe going into the field goal. No offense, I know he's a professional.
Disrespectful.
And all, but that's just what every time he's going to kick a field goal. Brett Maybe.
Yeah. So one of the things that I see here that I feel like is missing is again they have the Giants. This first mock draft has the Giants selecting an offensive tackle and not a quarterback, and I don't really see.
Well, they have
What-
Drew Lock.
Well, that's on
I
That's
I
on-
don't think he's gonna pan out.
who-
Drew Lock.
I don't think he will either. If you can't succeed as a low expectation quarterback in the SEC, like
Who'd you play for?
I'm
Mizzou.
yeah.
Mizzou?
I mean,
I don't think
Kellen
so.
Mond did better than him, and I'm no shade at Kellen Mond, but he's this young, low expectation kid at this school where, you know, it's A&M, and you have Jimbo Fisher. You just paid him $75 million. He should be good. Things should be good. And Drew Lock couldn't succeed then. I mean, I don't know really what you're expecting out of him in the NFL, unless you. I think he'd be good on a team like the Patriots to draft him, kind of teach him how to play like Tom does.
Yeah, but you think about it. How long is Belichick going to stay at the Patriots?
Well, I mean, Josh McDaniel runs the offense, and,
Right.
and there's a lot of speculation that he's going to get the job after
Mhm.
after
Yeah.
Belichick. That's why he stayed. That's why he's turned down all these big team job. I mean, big team, but I mean, he could stay within division and kind of get some of the same this same opportunity as he has now to go on with other things. You know.
yeah.
And
No, go
yeah,
ahead.
I think Kyler definitely goes with the Giants.
They're probably going to need another receiver. They got Odell. Who else they got?
Sterling Shepard.
Is he good?
Yeah, he's pretty good, and he's
Yeah.
he's an OU boy as well. He came out of the OU system, which would be interesting. But that's the problem that I have is these coaches come in and try and completely, they get these players that don't fit their system, and then they try and completely change the system to fit it. And most of the time, it doesn't work. It was like with the Browns, which is why I personally think that Johnny Manziel's career was ruined. He came into the Browns, and all of a sudden, these coaches are trying to transform from who they had as Brian Hoyer, who they were gonna have as their starting quarterback, this guy that's not really mobile, and then you put in this young guy and try and change the system to fit him, and then once you do that, then you don't play him, and I feel like that's one thing that ruins a lot of quarterbacks, and that's one of the big problems with the Browns is they tried to do that for so long. But I believe that if Kyler Murray is gonna go to an NFL team, he needs to go to a team that either the coach is known for adapting to the players that he has, or to a team that is already known for running the ball. Like if he went to somewhere like Jacksonville, he'd be good in Jacksonville. They already can do that stuff. They're already a run-heavy team. He wouldn't really be expected to pass the ball much, or other teams that could fit that system. You're trying to put him in a place where he's expected to throw the ball. Well, I mean, he's 5'10", according to ESPN or whatever. He's really not I don't think I've seen him play in person in high school. If he's grown since then, I don't know. But in high school, he like 5'7.5", 5'8". He wasn't very
he's
big.
little. He's
He's
little.
not a very big dude. And this whole 210 pounds thing is a lie too. He's not 210 pounds. I can promise you that, and you'll see it at the pro day.
But you see a lot of people do that. I mean, people do that all the time in showcases. They'll be lying about their weight and lying about their height and all that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, that's a big thing though. Everybody
unless
does
it's
that.
unless they do it, unless they measure you up and see what you are.
They do it in high school too. Everybody does it. It's you
Well, that's what
you
I'm saying,
boost
like
it.
in my showcase, like in the showcases, they ask us what our height and weight is, and I know people
Make
are
yourself
shorter
look
than
better.
me.
Yeah.
Say 5'10", like, dude, you are not 5'10".
Yeah. Yeah. Can you go down to the back half of the draft?
So we got AJ Brown from the Steelers, so wide receiver. Don't need that.
That one the one that was supposed to be the Cowboys draft pick right there, the for Oakland, number 20, the 24th pick, down just a little bit. Yeah, right there where it says Devin White, that linebacker from LSU. I went to the I had actually gotten a chance to go play at the or not go play. I had the chance to go watch A&M and LSU play this year, that 7 overtime game. I was there and watching Devin White play. The dude is insane. Like, he is all over the field. And I mean, he had a good game, but not like this crazy standout game, but watching him move around the field, I feel like that would be a good fit for that Dante Oakland defense that has this name of being this big bad defense with all these big bad players. Devin White he's a man. Like, that's a good pick in my eyes, and kind of sucks that the Cowboys had to get rid of that pick, but I mean, it was a good trade-off.
What about linemen? You think we're good on linemen right now? I mean,
As far as the Cowboys go,
yeah.
no, we're about to
That's
have
what
to
I'm
reset
thinking.
again.
I think it's going to be one of those years where we could draft a lineman the first pick.
Yeah.
Because Frederick's done, right?
He's getting close. He's had an injury. He's already had 2 pretty good
Well,
injuries.
because he
right?
has that illness.
Yeah, I don't. They keep that. That's the thing with the Cowboys organization is they don't want to have any for sure's. They don't want to be wrong so bad that they're not going to tell you, oh, he's not going to play, and then all of a sudden he comes back. Or they don't want to tell you, oh, he's going to play, and then he doesn't come back. So they play these games. He's looking good this week. Oh, never mind. Doctor said no. He's looking good. Doctor said no. You don't really know what's going on within the Cowboys system, and that's why I think a lineman is a top priority with our second-round pick, because we need to kind of reset that spot. We're obviously where they have so much faith in Dak as a quarterback. We're not getting rid of him. That's what I believe is a part of the problem. But if you start at the line where they're struggling, it'd help Zeke out a lot. I mean, he's led the league in rushing. Obviously, his rookie year we had the best line in football, but this year you have a top 10 line, but it's not like
it's not
what we're used to.
It's
not like what we're supposed to have.
And our offense runs such a heavy offense. I mean, it's ground and pound. I mean,
Yeah.
And another thing about Zeke is he tries to juke too much. He's not a juker. He's not. I mean, he's fast. He is fast. I mean, but he tries to move around too much instead of just going through that hole and powering through. I see that happen a lot, and I think that's one of his issues. And maybe that's just him trying to find a hole. I don't know. It's easier to say that me sitting on my couch watching the game, but
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know. I think Zeke does a pretty good job for what he has.
He does a phenomenal job.
And I think that one of his biggest attributes that he's gained within his running game, his skills, is the fact that you don't know if he's going to run you over or go around you.
Right.
You don't know if he's going to cut left through the hole or if he's like Le'Veon Bell does. Just be patient and take the hole that he knows is coming. You don't really know what exactly he's going to do. It's a lot like what I saw whenever I watched Le'Veon Bell play, who still everything that I've seen on Le'Veon Bell, it continues to be this freak show of nobody knows what's going on. Are they gonna? They were trying to put some new tag on him that I read, some tag that's not very popular, and they pay him and still get to keep his contract or whatever. I think it's the front office just trying to be like, we'll show you or something like that. And then they're also losing Antonio Brown now, apparently. Like, I've read a lot about that he's not going to be there.
Yeah,
And
he's gone.
Yeah, the front office wants to keep him, but he
No.
doesn't want to be there so bad that he's hanging out with Jerry Rice and the San Francisco owner and trying to get out of there.
Do
And
you think he's going for 49ers for sure?
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know for sure
I don't
about
know. I don't know if that's a good play or not.
if they can get Jimmy Garoppolo back healthy and not trying to run over safeties and corners, then I think it's a good play. But if they have to stick with that guy that they had at the end of the season, what was his name? It was Mullen for like a game or two, and then there was another guy after that.
The third string quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, if it becomes something like that, then he's just gonna be a diva, and it's not gonna work out there either.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
And then wherever Le'Veon's going, they said the Jets, Philly, maybe even Oakland.
Well, wasn't he?
I could see him in Oakland.
Wasn't he demanding $100 million deal from the Jets just last year? Isn't that what he said? They were saying, what would it take to get you here? And he said, I want $100 million or something like that. It was some crazy number that he
They were
was
probably
asking.
thinking about it too.
Yeah, I guarantee you they were thinking about it. I would have thought about it. I'd pay him $100 million.
I mean,
You
that's a
could
big
put
contract.
you could build.
You'd be
build a
signed for
team
10
around it.
years.
Yeah.
God.
No, I don't know. I think that the best fit for Le'Veon is to try and get in with the Packers. That would be nasty if he could get in with the Packers. Because they're completely revamping this offense with this new offensive coordinator. And from what I've read is that he has already told everybody that he's willing to do whatever Aaron Rodgers wants him to do. And so Aaron Rodgers wants somebody to be able to run the ball and take the pressure off him so he can be that Aaron Rodgers star that he always was whenever he had Eddie Lacy. And I think if he could end up there somehow, that would be a good fit. Obviously, if they want a good team, he's going to have to take less money because they don't really have much else besides Aaron Rodgers right now, and he has this massive contract.
Have you seen that? It's like the top 6 or 7 paid quarterbacks weren't in the playoffs this year.
Really?
Yeah. But
Well,
then
I mean-
people like Brady takes pay cuts.
yeah, he takes
you
pay cuts all
have
the
to.
time.
You have to.
Well, I mean, Matthew Stafford is one of the top paid quarterback. Who else was it? Matt Ryan,
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is number 1 right now.
Yeah. I mean,
Matt Ryan's number 2. Jimmy Garoppolo is number 3.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Didn't
That's,
even play half the season.
no.
Khalil Mack is number 4.
Yeah, but
him
I mean,
and Aaron
Khalil-
Donald are like the most paid.
Yeah,
They are.
Aaron Donald is insane.
Tom Brady
though.
is number 8.
Yeah, I mean, you're the best quarterback of
pretty
all
good.
time. You're not even the best player in the league. I mean, obviously, whenever you're in that situation, you can afford to take pay
Aaron's
cuts because you
getting-
got TB12 and you got these. He's on like a Rolex commercial or something like that. I saw him on something crazy. You know, these big multi-million-dollar contracts with these companies outside of football, so you can afford to take pay cuts. But even with Aaron Rodgers has all those deals with what is it, Allstate or State Farm or whichever one it is.
Yeah.
He has these big deals. Like,
Yeah.
you don't need that extra $60 million that you're
But he
asking
does
for.
it. They keep asking him to do it. It's not like he's going to them asking for it.
Well, I mean, because he doesn't need the money now because he just asked for this huge contract
I mean,
that
yeah.
nobody in the league can afford. I mean, look at whenever they pay these guys this huge money, how many of them end up actually producing anything? Josh Norman, Dez Bryant,
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
God.
These guys, you don't, after you give them this money, you give them all this money, and it's like a waste. Like, there's really no
Yeah.
point. You might as well
It's
just
like-
let the dude go.
Because that's what they got. I mean, they got what they wanted.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. Once you get what you want,
No.
then it's like, okay.
That's
they're
why I like
good.
college football better.
Oh, yeah.
Because every
They're
single
fighting
player.
for a job.
Exactly.
They're fighting for an NFL
Every
spot.
single, even the third stringers. I mean, yeah, everything they've got.
They're fighting.
I agree with that. I love college. I like college football. Not only that, but I feel like I mean,
It's
I've
more
always played
intense.
defense, but I feel like there's less defense in college football, and so it's these big giant play highlight reels every single
Like watching
drive.
an
There's-
action movie.
5-7
Bang,
overtime.
Bang, bang,
Yeah.
bang, bang. People scoring all
Which is what the NFL should do.
They definitely should change the overtime rules. It's not right
Oh.
that
It's a
that way.
coin flip. That's all it is. It's a coin flip.
Just like Brady versus the Chiefs.
That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
Brady got the ball. It's over.
It's
Yeah, but I
over.
mean, Drew Brees got the ball and then turned it over, and then
Okay,
the
but
Rams went
let's
down.
think
and scored.
about that. They would have never been in that situation. had
Yeah,
the
but
call.
still, I mean, if you say it's a coin flip, I don't believe that it's the coin flip that's the problem. You can coin flip it and do whatever you want. I feel like the
There-
college football system is the best
Okay.
one.
But say it's less than a coin flip, just barely less than a coin flip, because there's that slight chance, that slight small sliver of chance that person's not going to score, kick a field goal, or it's not just you have to score a touchdown in order to win, but it's that slight chance that they turn that ball over, and you know it, especially a big game like that, they're not going to. I mean, they might, but let's hope they're not going to mess up like that.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think that, and one of the things that I heard people talking about that they wanted is just an extension of the game. It's 2nd and 9, clock runs out. You start over with a new 8 minutes or something like that.
Soccer's continuous, right?
Yeah, it's an extension.
It's continuous, but they have for all the injuries or timeout, the breaks and stuff.
But that would draw. Football games are too long for that.
Well, they add on time. It's
but that's not for the point of winning the game. That's just for the point of keeping flow in the game. If every time somebody got injured, you just carted them off the field and then kept it going,
right.
Games would.
But timeouts. I mean, we have all these timeouts, but we don't lose that time. It feels like we're keep getting.
Well, that's the timeouts are also now to me a big part of. They make them so long. They're if you go to a game, they put this clock on the field and it says 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and they draw it all out so that they can get all these ads and because it's what funds the NFL. So you have to have that. So that's not going to change. But if you extend, which is what I thought was a pretty cool idea, 2nd and 9, you extend another 8 minutes, then you keep going. At the end of that, let's say nobody scores at the end of the 8 minutes or whatever, then you extend another 5 and then another 3, and then it's it should be something like that. I love the college football idea, but if you're thinking about the safety, which is why I think
that's a big deal,
is the fact that the A&M game. I mean, we got there at 2 p.m. We didn't leave until 1 a.m. It was the longest day I've ever been a part of.
If you go to the night before, the midnight...
the midnight, you're there for 27, 28 hours worth of football activities. It's crazy. It's insane, which obviously not very often do you get 4, 5, 6 overtimes, but I mean, you get 2 or 3 and you're drawing out these players and in the A&M game, I don't know if y'all have watched it, but it was a play would happen, somebody would have to come out there and get the dude with cramps off the field. A play would happen, somebody rolled their ankle, they'd have to come get it. I mean, it was towards the end of the game, it was this long, drawn-out, the linemen were just kind of falling on top of each other, and everybody was so tired. And I love that idea, but it should be, I don't know exactly how it works, but I know there's
commercial time.
Yeah, but there's this thing in soccer. They do the penalty kicks at the end of the game or whatever. See if it wins. If they could come up with some sort of idea like that
field goal
in the playoffs, something. It doesn't even have to be field goal. Something that they could come up with to just make it a little more
dynamic.
To make it a little more safe and quicker.
And what you said about college, that would be much worse in the NFL with injuries and stuff, because in the NFL you have a 53-man roster.
Mm-hmm. It's not like college.
Yeah, they have way more players to sub in and stuff. So it'd be way worse than NFL.
That's why they haven't extended it, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know, but the thing is with me, how I feel about it is I get that they want to keep everybody safe, but then again, it's this whole thing where you can't hit anybody except this square right here with your face. If you don't hit this square, then it's something. You either get scrutinized by the refs and you get a penalty if you go high, you go low, then you're trying to injure people and you get this fine or this cheap hit or whatever it is, and they've blown it so out of proportion. I love basketball, but I mean, basketball is...
It's boring to me.
Well,
sorry.
It's not where I'm going.
Sorry.
But basketball is designed to be physical, but not injuries happen, but it's not you're testing your limits. Football is testing your limits. It really is. And so whenever they create all these rules where you really can't hit anybody, it's kind of dumb to me that they're allowing this, that the players are allowing this to happen, because then it just goes into the whole mindset that people can reinforce that these guys are just out trying to chase a check, and like that's all they're out here for. Is they keep reinforcing these rules because they're like, oh well, I just won't ever get injured then, and it just keeps going. And if you're gonna make football this gruesome, rough sport, then you got to keep the rules intact with it. You can't let any time that Clay Matthews bumps into a quarterback, you throw a flag on him and fine him $50,000, or any time that somebody throws this chunk ball deep into the end zone and somebody gets hit in the face. I mean, if you're a safety, you have to get over the top of that ball. If you can't get over the top of that ball, then you hit him in the chest. Well, not every time does people dive the same way that they dive in video games. You just happen to hit them in the chest and the ball. Like, that doesn't happen.
And then the people that are making the rules, they don't play.
Yeah.
They don't know how everything works. Like, Richard Sherman always goes on Twitter.
Yeah.
And is like, I'd like to see you tackle somebody running full speed.
It shouldn't be the way that it is, but it is because it's a business. It's got to be run that way. And the players are demanding, and the coaches are demanding, and it's not really, it's more like a player driven, or more like a player driven as far as, or business driven as far as like the way the game is played, but it's player driven as far as the support behind it. The players, all the offensive players support these calls, and all the defensive players hate these calls, and it's kind of just, you have to let it go one way or the other, or nothing's gonna happen at all.
Just let them play.
Yeah.
And because it's all for the offense.
Yeah. It's not and that's the thing that I hate. I've always played defense, and it sucks whenever you've covered this guy, quarterback scrambles out, you're still covering this dude. It's been 3 or 4 seconds. He throws it up, and this dude stops, you bump into him, and they get 15 yards. Or in NFL, it could be 30, 40, 50, depending on how deep you threw it. Or somebody's running, they get tripped, you dive where you think you got to hit him in the chest. They get tripped, you hit him in the head. College or NFL, you're out of the game. This is like big time in college and the NFL. You're talking about money, and you're talking about the future of a lot of these guys. And you're throwing them out of the game. Like, that's something that's just dumb to me. You know?
Because no one's trying to hurt anyone
You're
well.
not out here hurting anybody.
95% of people aren't trying to.
Yeah. Sean Payton.
The Saints.
Yeah.
The Saints are trying to, like, play victim, like, oh, they got robbed, which they sort of did. Which there's calls throughout that entire game.
Right there and tell me they did not get robbed. I mean, what is this guy doing right here?
Anyways, also there were a lot of missed calls in the Saints game, not just that one, and no one focuses on those. But obviously, obviously it was pretty bad.
And the helmet to helmet, it was a helmet to helmet contact. I think that's what the guy got fined for. He didn't get fined for the penalty. He just got fined for the helmet-to-helmet contact.
Because it was definitely both.
Because he didn't get ejected. Which means he can play in the Super Bowl. If he got ejected, he wouldn't be able to play in the Super Bowl, I don't think. Because it was the second half of the Super Bowl. It was the second half of the game.
Yeah, but you can't play for 2 quarters, second half, first quarters.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
first
you're right. You're right.
You can't play for 2 halves.
4 quarters. Done. But I mean, it's all over the place.
And then he admits to it.
Yeah,
he literally said, "Oh, I just want to in a post-game interview. Oh, I just want to thank the refs for not calling that one on me."
I mean, is there any way the ball touches his hand before?
And honestly, if he was a little bit smarter, he could have just pick-sixed it.
I mean, he really could.
He'd have been gone.
Here's the thing. He was beat. He knew he was beat. So he was like, I'd rather take the penalty of pass interference.
Well, was he a safety or a linebacker? He wasn't a corner.
A corner.
Was he a corner?
He's a corner.
Well, if you're
23?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
I know it was 23. Oh, well, I mean.
But I think he was beat.
No, click that one right down there.
This one?
Yes. What is this? Nah.
I don't know what that is.
I don't like that at all. I don't like that. Anyways, I don't know. I think that it's
and the Pats in the Patriots game, they're there were some bad calls.
Well, there's gonna be bad calls. It's human error. You're gonna mess
there
up.
always is.
And people are going to point them out against the people that they don't like. Obviously, a lot of people don't like the Patriots. They're going to point them out against the Patriots.
Did you see the laser in that game?
No, I
dude,
didn't see that, but I heard
talking
about it.
that.
Yeah, there was, and I think it was in the
actually
fourth
on-
quarter.
Was it actually on Tom
Mhm.
Brady?
It was a green laser. It was on Tom Brady. And I'm just saying, if that would have been on Mahomes, people would have flipped out. They'd have been like,
yeah,
oh.
for sure.
Like, oh, it was the water boy from
Well,
the
they were
Patriots.
in not
Kansas City.
I'm sorry.
Missouri.
Yes.
Negative degrees.
Yes.
It was like
it
negative
was
4
cold.
degrees. I would not play in that.
But if that was on Mahomes, people would have been flipping
Yeah,
out, talking about
I said
gates and stuff.
That's the thing. Is
Yeah.
people only talk about it about how it affects their personal opinion, and that's
Because most people don't like the Patriots because they win so much,
Uh-uh.
which that happens a lot. But
Yeah.
It's just like the Warriors.
I mean, you're gonna win. You're gonna win. You gotta be the good. You're gonna be the greatest. Be the greatest.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
so Charlie, who's gonna win?
Ooh, I don't know. The Rams are favorited somehow. They're top dog right now, and the Pats are underdogs. I don't want the Pats to win, but I think they will.
I think they will.
They
I don't
will.
want that. I wish the Rams would win, just for something different. But I
just
think the Patriots will win.
I think Tom
Unless
Brady's gonna win.
somehow Tom Brady like tears his meniscus or does something in warm ups.
Don't say that.
Don't
I'm
say
just
that.
saying, unless that happens, he wins.
Because I think the Rams have them in every position but quarterback, like side by side, everything.
Oh,
Well, that's the thing about the Patriots is it's not even the players, it's the execution. You know that whenever James White is the only guy in the backfield that they're going to throw the ball. You know that whenever there's a tight end back there that they're going to run the ball. You know it. And they line up and they run it and they beat you. And that's the thing about the Rams aren't as predictable, but I mean, they have these crazy big plays where they chunk the ball all over the field and get these little 5'9" slot wide receivers out on linebackers, and they just you can't guard a guy that's little. You're 250, 255 pounds guarding this little 190-pound guy.
mm-hmm.
And then how? Because Gronk hasn't really been a factor all
No,
season.
he
He's
really
definitely he's still top 5, but he's definitely fallen off. But in that game, the catch over Eric Berry when it mattered most,
Yeah, he
he
stood up.
definitely came clutch.
Well, they have a lot of clutch players because you play in a system with clutchest coach of all time, clutchest quarterback of all time, one of the clutchest pass catchers of all time. If you consider Gronk in that category, you have 3 guys that it's like they demand you to be the absolute best as well.
And Edelman is a freaking beast.
He's
This
good.
dude went out there and got hit and hit and hit and hit and caught every single ball.
He's good, that's for sure.
And I didn't see it, but did you see the where it touched his thumb
Yes.
on the
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
see
no,
that.
return?
I don't
It
think it
does-
touched him. I
but-
don't think it touched him.
Was it conclusive enough evidence to say that it should be overcalled?
From what I saw, no. It was they made the
So,
right call
let-
whenever they had
let's-
reversed it.
When I saw it live on the TV, like when it actually happened in the game, I definitely don't think it touched him. But when I rewatched it a couple more times and saw it, I could see it. I could see it clearly hit the stump. Yeah. Let me get that.
You're all right. No, I don't know. They showed every angle that you could possibly want to see from like a complete 360 view, and there was nowhere in there where it looked like it touched. I mean, if you're going for the ball and you're pulling your hands away, your thumbs and your hands are gonna move. So like them saying that his thumbs moved, well, they're retractable. You can move them. That's what it was. So you pulled his hands back. You pulled your thumbs away. I don't think it had anything to do with the ball touching him. Nowhere did I see the ball come within a couple inches of touching him. It was pretty obvious that it didn't from what I saw.
So if the Patriots win, which they probably will, does Brady retire?
No. He said he's going to play till 45. He plays till 45. He said he's going to play till 47. He plays till 47.
This is a pretty bad image of it. But
47.
It's pretty close. I
I
mean,
mean, the ball's not even over his hand right there.
But another thing is, he was going for it. He clearly wanted to pick it up. He was clearly wanting to get it, and it took a bad hop, and he missed it. And, well, they said he missed it.
He did.
Right.
He missed it.
I mean,
And if the Patriots O-line keeps playing good, because Brady didn't get sacked one time by the Kansas City defense.
Mm-mm.
he got
They're the 31st
he got
ranked
touched
defense,
once.
but D Ford and The other guys, they're really good, but he never got sacked. I mean, he
No,
might have gotten hit.
No. But he got a roughing the passer call, which was another call that was a really bad call. He gets slapped on the chest, just barely, not even after the ball's. I don't think he was out of his hand, and they called it roughing the passer. I mean, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a but like Chris, you were saying, the offensive line for the Patriots. I mean, there's a bunch of no-name guys. Like, I don't know, and that's my I give most of these Super Bowls to Tom Brady for the way he plays. But my big thing with Bill Belichick is he makes these no-name guys
For sure.
studs,
Then
then they leave. And what guy do you know that left the system that was any good?
No, you're 100% right.
I mean, very few. I mean, like Brandon Cooks was there. He wasn't really good there. I guess he was good with the Rams for a little while this season. But, I mean, still, it's like you don't see these guys leave. Like, these guys will become no names, come to New England. These guys are, is he gonna be on the Pro Bowl team? And then he's on the Pro Bowl team, and then he leaves to go get $70 million, and you don't hear from him anymore.
Like Malcolm Butler.
Yeah, like a bunch of those guys that just, I mean, they just don't. After you come out of that system, you're just not there anymore. And Bill Belichick makes these guys that you don't really hear about as offensive linemen. I mean, they shut down Kansas City as far as it goes as pushing the ball and keeping anybody from getting towards their quarterback.
Yeah, because compared to what Kansas City usually does, their game plan was definitely messed up.
Yeah.
I think Tyreek Hill only caught one ball.
Oh, yeah, it was something like that. Only one.
Yeah, one. And then Kelsey really didn't do it.
He had that one big catch, and that was it.
Yeah,
I think he had 3 catches.
Yeah. I mean, you don't. Bill Belichick is a genius. He's, in my opinion, the greatest coach of all time. He makes, he game plans.
Yeah,
our
time for sure.
I think
I don't think we can't judge what.
Well, I mean,
before us.
and one of the things that aids him, I guess, that a lot of coaches don't have is you don't have to worry about your quarterback position one bit. Like, that you're gonna not get a bum. Like, every week, you may not get the best Tom Brady, but you definitely not, like, the worst Tom Brady is most people's pretty good day. Worst Tom Brady is he throws for 250 yards and a touchdown and an interception. That's like Dak Prescott. If he throws for 250, like, the Cowboys are cheering and celebrating even if he lose by 10. Like, there's, like, Blake Bortles did that. They might as well give him a Hall of Fame trophy. Like, Tom Brady's bad days, it's like, he only went 18 of 30 for 250 yards. And it's like, that's really not that bad.
Because in the championship game, he only threw for 1 touchdown, right?
Oh, yeah. It was like 1 touchdown
and
to 2
picks.
interceptions.
Then if he throws that pick where D Ford's offsides,
it's 1 and 3.
1 and 3. And, yeah.
I don't know. But, I mean, and I get that it didn't really affect the play. Like, it didn't. But that's just one of those things is the refs have to be. And that's the thing. My problems with the refs is they call it so lopsided weird all the time. Like, sometimes that's a call, sometimes it's not. Sometimes this is a call, sometimes it's not. Mm-hmm. It's all over the place, and we just want something consistent. And that's the messed up part is if that was consistent, they consistently call that or consistently don't call that, people don't have a problem with it. But if that happens in another game, if that would have happened in the Chiefs the Rams Saints game, it would have been that instead of what it was now. I don't think Saints fans would have been so upset if it was something like that. Like, there's little things the refs have to get it straight across the board, you know.
And it being such a close game, we all know it came down to the wire. If the Saints had caught that ball, they would have worn the clock out, hit a field goal.
I don't know if they would have, because Sean Payton was passing.
Okay,
he was passing.
They were on goal line.
They should have already been.
They were on goal line. They had a minute 20 something, or less.
And who says they score?
Less than that.
You don't know that either.
No, I'm saying they get there. They run the clock down. Wear out all the timeouts. They get another first down maybe if they weren't on first and goal. I don't know if they.
It would have been first and goal with 1:43. You kneel the ball twice. They had one timeout. You kneel the ball twice, and you're left with like a minute left. You run the ball, get it where you want it. It's like 30 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
You just let it run down and kick your field goal and end it.
I think that makes it pretty hard for the Patriots to score.
Rams.
I'm so sorry.
Not your-
Yes.
Yeah.
Rams.
No, I don't. I mean, that's the best part about sports, I guess, is the speculation. Is I get afterwards you can go, oh well, it could have been this way, it could have been that way, this could have happened, that could have been different, and there's always. I mean, it goes all the way back to kickoff. You could have. I mean, if you're gonna play it like that, you could have said, oh well, the Saints could have took the kickoff back to start the. It's stuff like that. You could play it
It's
that
just
way.
that's the most recent
Yeah.
one and the biggest one and everything.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and that's just how it's gonna be for a while, and then they'll get over it, and then this whole thing with
We'll just replay the game.
yeah that whole thing with
Yeah,
Terrell
I mean-
Owens saying that he has the power to replay the game. Like, are you kidding? You want to start that? Like, please don't start that.
Because that would happen
Yeah.
a lot after that.
And-
After you break that open,
Yeah, you don't want to deal with that, especially with this league. Maybe not the NBA or the MLB where the players can just go, oh, okay, we talk about it, and then it kind of gets resolved, and then things go away. Like with the NFL, like what other, like just last year, J.R. Smith had that big mess up in the NBA Finals, and people aren't talking about it now. People still talk about Dez. People still talk like the NFL.
that
It
play-
lingers. It stays around for a very, very
that play
long
was
time.
iconic. I mean,
Yeah, like that
That
with the
call-
NFL.
and I think this is bigger.
Yeah, and it really,
Oh, I think
honestly,
it
it
is.
is because
It
this is you're going to the Super Bowl, and you're
it's the
talking
Super
about
Bowl.
the Saints, like this team that it's like the most explosive offense over the last however many years, 6 or
Yeah.
7 years. Like
But
you're talking
this
about a dude
year-
who's thrown for 5,000 yards in a season more than anybody has,
Yeah.
like combined. Like you're talking about this dude who consistently takes these no-name wide receivers and makes them studs, and this offensive-minded coach that makes these crazy miraculous plays out of these guys that nobody's ever heard of, and then they get cheated on a play like that. Like it's gonna stay around for a very long time till the next big one happens, and then people are gonna find something new to talk about. Yeah, and what was it? Tom Brady was selected. What was it? Was the Pro Bowls? There was like some new record or something like that for the amount of Pro Bowls that he's been in, or something like that.
Pro Bowls or Super Bowls?
Pro Bowls.
For Brady,
Yeah. It's
How many has he been
it.
in?
It went with the Super Bowl. It went with the Super Bowls too. He's been in like.
Because most people that go to the Super Bowl aren't in the Pro
Yeah,
Bowl.
no, but I'm talking about selected. Like
okay.
he's been selected like what was it, like 14 times or something like that in 18 years. It's like some
Probably.
new record or something like that. But I mean, that to go along with his 9th Super Bowl appearance and was it 11 of the last 12 AFC Championship appearances or something like that's insane. Like think about that for a second.
yeah, the last like 16 AFC championships have been Brady, Big Ben, Peyton Manning, and then Joe Flacco won.
Like that's crazy that Tom Brady's dominated.
8 of the last 16.
That's just crazy to me that he's done that, and he started off. And that's the thing. That's the reason I don't believe Tom is gonna go out with
14 Pro Bowl appearances.
14 Pro Bowl appearances in 18
Or
years.
selections. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I mean, I don't know what y'all
5 Super Bowl wins. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
like.
That's
it's
just unheard of.
It's insane. You can't. You can't compare that to anybody else that's played, and that's why I personally believe that Tom is the best quarterback to ever play the game. Because I mean, Montana was, from what I've heard, I didn't watch him obviously.
Mhm.
I was too young or wasn't even born, but Montana wasn't very good. But Montana had people like Jerry Rice and people like that, and Tom Brady's had Randy Moss for a little while, and then he blew out of
55
this
touchdowns.
world and then took off. And I mean, I don't know, it's just like crazy to me that Tom has gone 14 Pro Bowl selections and 9 Super Bowls and all this crazy stuff, and I don't see what the argument against him is. Like, everybody else is like, oh, but I mean, obviously Peyton Manning doesn't get that comparison anymore because Tom's been to like 8 more than he has or something, like 6 more than he has. But I mean, it's just crazy to me that he does it in and out. 42 years old, still the best quarterback in the league, I believe. Maybe some people don't think so anymore. I believe he's still the best quarterback in the league, but I mean, that's just like crazy to me how it's so consistent. Maybe not game by game, but season by season, that I don't know who else.
Who's your number 2?
I mean, honestly, there's not anybody close. I would say, as far as career goes, it'd be Montana. As far as skills,
no, right now.
Oh, you're talking about playing right now? It would be Tom, and then I would say, I don't know, Big Ben's pretty good. Phillip Rivers is pretty good. As far as second, it would go Tom, and then it'd go Drew Brees, Ben, and then Phillip Rivers. That would be my
You
top.
just listed the top 3 oldest quarterbacks.
Yeah,
in
I mean,
the NFL right now.
that goes along with the whole
I mean,
the new penalties and stuff about these guys drawing out these long careers. They don't even get hit anymore. But I mean,
that'll make them play longer.
Yeah,
and have these
these
crazy
big
stats.
contracts. I mean, they can't deny money. It's like it's just like a drug. They gotta be playing sports.
My push for Big Ben, which I love watching Big Ben play, because he's this big old chunky dude, but nobody can tackle him. Like, nobody can bring him down. He shakes off all these tackles.
He's a terrible leader.
And you can look this up to correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Big Ben led the league in passing yards this year. With all this stuff going on and this terrible record, I'm pretty sure he threw for like 4,800 passing yards this year and led the league, if I'm not mistaken.
Mahomes was second.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Big Ben who was in first.
Phillip Rivers was up there. Drew Brees was up there. I don't know if
Matt Ryan was up there.
So, Charlie, where would you rank Dak Prescott? Top 10?
No.
15?
No.
Really?
Top 20 maybe.
32. Possibly 33. Behind Nick Bolin.
So, name 2 people under him.
Under him. Well,
2 people worse than him?
I would have to say Mark Sanchez.
I don't know.
Definitely underneath him.
Stop.
Mark Sanchez could probably throw the ball 35 yards. Dak Prescott can't.
Okay. No.
No.
A starter. Who?
A starter, like right now?
Yes.
Under 32?
No. Under Dak Prescott.
Okay.
Blake Bortles. That's reasonable.
Yes, but I just wanted to hear it. I want to see what he will think.
Blake Bortles, yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Hold
There's
on.
so many. There's so many.
There's a lot.
I have to think. I don't know.
Josh Rosen, Josh Allen.
What?
Elisha Manning. You know that's his real name?
It's Elijah.
No, it's not.
It's not Elisha.
Swear.
There's no
I'm
way it's
looking
Elisha.
this
Pull that
Look
up,
it
Charles.
Look it up.
Pull that
I
up.
don't
Look it
believe
up.
that.
Elisha.
You don't believe me?
I don't know.
Eli Manning's first name is Elisha.
There's no way it's Elisha.
I promise
I'm
you.
pretty sure it's Elijah.
I promise. I've searched this up enough.
You're wrong.
Okay.
There's no way.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Pull her up.
It actually is.
Elisha.
Elisha.
That's got to be biblical.
So
or
why did
something.
why did they name him that?
I don't know.
Why didn't they just name him Eli?
Hold up.
I
Look
don't
up that
know.
name. Look up the heritage of that name.
Okay.
Heritage of Elisha. I guarantee it's biblical.
Are you trying to make it like more manly?
I just want to know.
No, I'm
what
just
it
saying there's
is.
no way that they would name their kid Elisha. That's too close to Alicia. It's too close. There's no way it's Elisha.
A
There's no
Hebrew
way.
Bible, a prophet, and a wonder worker.
And it's not Elisha either. It's Elisha.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's Elisha in the Bible. It's Elisha. I knew it was. Ha. Elisha.
You said Elijah.
Elisha.
That is not what you said.
That's what I said 3 times. Elisha.
Who cares? It's a weird name.
It's
It-
Alicia.
Look up who
Everybody-
up who Elisha was in the Bible.
It's Alicia.
Look up who Elisha was in the Bible.
A veteran,
We're just gonna go with Alicia
Elisha.
Wait.
because it's funnier.
Been rated as a. I don't know what that word is. I'm sorry. He's a prophet. That's all I know.
Prophet Elisha.
Well, he's not a profit quarterback.
Well, no. Eli
Okay.
Manning sucks.
But okay, we're
Plain
talking
and honest,
all
Eli
time or
Manning sucks.
season. We're talking all time or season.
What do you mean?
That's completely different. All time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
All time, he still sucks.
No.
No, all time he's
Well, I
better
mean,
than Dak Prescott.
Did you not?
Clearly.
Okay. Look at
Yes.
look at the scores for the 2 times that he beat the Patriots in the playoffs. Look up the scores of those 2 Super Bowls.
It don't matter.
That
Look up the scores. What was it, like 21 points? Like 18? Is that a good quarterback? Puts up 18 points?
Career-wise, he is better than Dak Prescott easily.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's what
I
we're
thought you were talking about
saying.
if he's good. I was like, oh no, he sucks
Oh, he's
career-wise.
decent.
No, he sucks.
He's decent.
He sucks. He sucks. He had Victor Cruz. He had JPP. He had Olivier Vernon. He had that daunting defense. He had that dude
He
who
didn't
made
have
it.
Vernon when they won.
But he still had Vernon the last couple of years whenever they were decent. Last time whenever they had that boat trip, they did the boat trip. You know what I'm talking about?
Alicia wasn't there.
Elisha skipped
Eli.
the boat trip.
God,
Elisha skipped it
I can't believe that's.
It's
actually
just going to be
How'd you
elite.
know that?
It's
How'd
gonna
you
be
know that
Alicia.
was his name?
because he looked
Because
it
I know
up.
things.
Heard it from somebody and then you just looked it up.
Like you guys did.
Yeah,
And
like
we're-
you just did with us.
And we're proven wrong.
What do you mean was proven
Yeah,
wrong?
so
I wasn't proven. I didn't
It's
ever say
Alicia.
it wasn't.
It's Alicia.
So what? How'd you know that?
Yeah, why were you looking? Why did you look? You just typed in Eli Manning and then just searched it up and you're like, oh, look, his name's Alicia.
You wanted to see his net.
Probably. Or I
You
heard
think
someone
that's
make
what
fun
it
of
was?
him. I don't
Somebody
know.
said
In
it.
a video, maybe. I searched it.
Like that weird stuff.
Yeah.
Like how Phillip Rivers has 9 kids. Did you hear about that? He's got 9 kids.
What? 9 kids?
Nine.
9 kids.
How many baby
I don't
mamas?
believe it. I don't believe
I
it.
don't know. I think he's just married. I'm pretty sure he's
So-
just married 9 kids.
Well,
He ain't
9
got.
kids.
He ain't got Antonio Cromartie beat. I think
How
he has
many-
13 with like
Really?
5 different women.
I don't know. But
Child
I know
support?
Phillip Rivers has
Only
9
has
kids.
9 kids.
Oh.
Yeah, look at that. What'd I say?
What a beautiful family.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 kids.
And the totally original stock photo of on the beach with white the
Yep.
shirts.
Dude,
Oh,
look,
they're not wearing cargo
no, look,
pants
they've got
though.
the sand and everything. That's an actual photo.
Definitely an actual photo. Look at that, 9 kids.
That
See,
is-
no. This is
Now,
why
he
his
has more
NFL career has
kids
been
in there.
drawn out for so long. Because he got to pay for all this stuff. He got
They're saying he has
$900,000
more
worth
kids.
of
They're saying
college.
at a fair. But I don't think that's just his actual kids, and then he has actual other kids.
I don't know.
More than 9?
I think I saw 12 somewhere.
Oh my God.
Charlie, search up how many kids Antonio Cromartie has.
Look that up.
That's
Look it up.
ridiculous.
Look it up.
Pretty sure it's 13.
That's 13.
And he's in his 30s.
That's crazy. Does he even have
Why-
a job
why
right now?
would you
Who's he
have that
with?
many kids?
Free agent.
14 kids.
14.
Take that, Philip.
Put that on the screen. I want to see
Well,
this.
there's not a picture.
Is there a
of it.
family? Yeah, I think they're like all like separated.
14 kids. That's insane.
Yeah,
I
he
thought
has,
Shaquille
he has
O'Neal
two
had a
different
bunch.
two different families.
How many does he have?
I don't know. Shaquille O'Neal has a bunch, but he has them with like a bunch of different baby mamas.
But like, could you imagine like you know George Foreman? He named all of his sons George Foreman. Like, why would you do that?
George,
So-
come here.
No,
Like-
they're George Foreman like 1 or 2.
First,
3,
second, third. Yeah.
Really? I would just change
Yeah.
their middle names, call them by their middle names. I know.
I think
people
they
who
do.
that.
I think they do. I'm not sure, but I know their names. Are
I would
George
hope their
Foreman.
middle name's not the same.
No, it's not.
George, Tom.
It's
Fro.
just like George,
George.
1 for me. George
I'm
2.
gonna call you the 4th. 5th. What?
Hey, 4, come here.
Four, son.
Walking over there.
Get over here.
4, do your homework. 5, get things done. Gosh. That's insane. I couldn't imagine having that many kids. I like 2. 2's a good number.
2 is a great number.
What you
You have a
think?
boy and a girl.
I don't care if it's a
Perfect.
boy and a girl or a boy and a boy.
I gotta have a boy.
I just don't want 2 girls.
If you don't have a boy, you don't continue your legacy, your family's legacy.
That's not true.
Okay,
No,
Charlie.
You can
that is
adopt.
true.
I'm an adopt.
Okay, but it's not your bloodline.
Yeah, because it's my last name.
But it's not your bloodline.
So, it's my last name.
Okay.
All right, well, this is where we're going to cut the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Hells Bells Cast.
Catch us again soon.